Hi, welcome back to Joe Blogs, and today I am super excited because I've come to Vila Vita Parc, which is reported to be the best hotel in the Algarve, actually the best hotel in Portugal. So let's check it out and see if it's worthy of all of the acclaim that it's been given. Well, the first thing to notice about Vila Vita Parc is that it's not a hotel entrance like you would normally see. This is like a private estate. It's got gates, so you have to be let in by the porter on the door. So let's go and check out the actual hotel building itself. Well, when I say building, it isn't really one building. This is over 33 acres. So we've got a huge estate here, and the rooms are just spread out everywhere. It's amazing. So let's go down to the hotel and have a look at reception. You can see there's quite a walk. Actually, you'd probably be in a car if you were doing this normally, but I'm just obviously doing a walk around for this video. But you can see it's a bit of a trek. And what I like about this place is that it's understated. It's not too grand. Sometimes when you go to expensive hotels, they're a bit too much in your face. There's too much sort of show, and they spent a lot of money, and they quite have grand entrances and huge buildings. I like the fact that this is low level. We're not seeing high rise here. It feels like you're in some sort of plantation from maybe 200 years ago. It's a very relaxing feeling, and the reception is through here. So let's go and check it out, see what's happening in reception. We've got these golf buggy carts, which because the place is so big, you can actually get lifts, so you can phone up from your room and ask them to come and pick you up to take you off to dinner or to the pool or wherever you want to go, really. So quite a nice feature that you can actually call upon that and just get somebody to transport you. So this is where you'll land with your bags, and they'll be taken away by the porters. We've got a nice revolving door here, but I'll go through this side door. A bit easier, I think. Oh, maybe so. To open this, and then we're into reception itself, which again is quite understated, quite relaxing. It's not too big, it's relatively small, very nicely done though. Lots of people in here checking in. And have a look at this, which we've got a book here, a guest book. And if you're familiar with the Barbie movie, you may know America Ferrara, as she was one of the stars of that Barbie movie. She's written a nice personalised note. Apparently, there are hundreds of celebrities that have written things in here. I don't know who they all are, and Tiger Woods was mentioned to me, but there's probably lots of other famous people. I don't know. We've got a bar here, just adjacent to it. Again, it's sort of quite an old feel to it, even though this place is only 30-something years old. They've done it really nicely so that it feels a bit more like it's in keeping with the style. And then if we go through here, there's just the general reception area. We've got a selection of suites over here for one of the restaurants. So we'll have a look at this because they are quite nice. They look pretty tasty. I don't know whether these are real and you can eat them or not, but they look pretty good to me. Just really nicely done. Everything around here has sort of got a really nice old but new feel to it. And then we've got a terrace out here where you can have some food, relax, and get a view, an initial feeling of the hotel itself. So wander out, you can see that it's really nicely designed. We've got lots of greenery, lots of trees, lots of space. So you can hardly see any buildings here. And we do have some rooms over there in the distance, but it's very low level in terms of the height of the buildings. It just feels so peaceful, so quiet. It's just so relaxing. So initial impressions are very, very good. This does look like an exceptional hotel. So let's take a look at the room that I'm staying in. I've actually got a 2-bedroom apartment, which is one of the biggest that you can get in this whole complex. It's just here behind me. Let's go and check it out. So I'm staying at number 52. So it's upstairs, and it's got a very special treat upstairs. There's somebody cleaning this room, but let's just head up the stairs. The lights on. Quite a nice entrance. Quite fun. Nice steps. Very, very upmarket. Just the whole place feels so modern and upmarket, but also traditional. So let's go and see what we've got in here. So this place is absolutely insane. It is huge. This is the main area bedroom. This bed is absolutely ginormous. Let me show you how big it is by me jumping on it. Okay, here we go. Here's me jumping on the bed to show you how big it is. It is absolutely massive. I mean, if I'm lying this way, I'm just about touching the two sides with my arms above my head. It is absolutely huge. One of the biggest beds I've ever stayed at in my life. This is huge, absolutely massive. And the rest of this room is just incredible. I don't know whether you can feel the full perspective of it, but we've got a massive sofa area over here. You could easily fit 5 or 6 people on there. And then we've got this balcony here. So let's just go out, have a look at the grounds that you can see out of this window. So we've got 2 seats out here that you can sit and enjoy the sun with the table. And we've got a really nice view. It's very picturesque and serene here. Very, very relaxed. But you can see that it's really spaced out. It's not very built up at all. We've got a lot of greenery. There's a lot of space between me and there's the next buildings over there. Huge. There's a pool here, which is heated to 28 degrees. So you won't have that nasty feeling when you get in the morning. But yeah, just a great view, really nice as some of the villas and stuff over there. And there's actually another balcony here. So if I just wander over, this is adjoined. So this comes out of the other part of the room. Got another couple of chairs here. One of the other nice touches when you get here is that you get a platter of fruit and a bottle of wine and a few chocolates and some books to read. And you've got some knives and forks to use with your fruit. Not sure who is using knives and forks with their fruit, but each to their own, not for me. They have these tablets, so rather than having a book that tells you everything, you've got a tablet which gives you all the information on the restaurants. There's so many different restaurants, so many different choices. They've got lots of spa treatments, so they've got salon, yoga, hypoxia, not sure what that is, health club, and then sports. Have a look at the sports later. So there's tennis, golf, and the paddle centre. We've then got guest directory, leisure, customise your say. So lots of different things there. And there's a few books and things. Also got a huge telly, absolutely massive. And this telly actually pulls out. So if I pull it like this, you can see that it then is angled over to the sofa, or you can push it the other way and you can watch it if you're in bed. And if we head through the hallway, we've got a couple of different places here. We've firstly got the kitchenette. There's lots of wardrobes here that service that main room we've just looked at. Kitchenette, so you get free water and coffee and tea, which is great. Everything else is a minibar, so this is minibar, and there's a minibar in here, which I would imagine costs a lot of money for very small beers. We've got really tiny little beers, like a mini beer, baby beer. A bottle of champagne. Not sure how much that is, but probably a lot. If we then cross the hallway, we've got the bathroom, which is done in a more traditional sort of style. Double sink, and we've got a bath and a shower, lots of towels, and you get robes for everybody that's here. So nice touch. Or you also get some slippers, which I'll show you here. Got some slippers there. And then we head through into this second bedroom, which is also really big. It's got its own view, but it's so quiet here, so quiet. And this is done, you can either have this as a proper double bed, or we've got twin beds here. You could separate those if you wanted to. Lots of wardrobe space, and it also has its own balcony out here. There's actually, interestingly, no furniture out on that balcony, but it is quite a large space. Let's jump out there while we're here. Might as well go out and do the full tour. So yeah, over here you can see lots of nice views. It gets the sun, so I'm standing in the sun right now. You can see the other balconies from the other apartments. So, but that isn't it, because this apartment has its own private terrace. So let's go up and have a look at the terrace. So if we head back out of the room and then up these stairs, we can go to this apartment's private terrace. And this is really nicely done. Again, lovely architecture, but we've actually put some really nice lights around the top of this. It's a bit like a church. Coloured windows, really quite flash. And a lovely blue door, which leads out. Oh, sorry, I need the key. It's so private, you have to have a key, so luckily I've got the key. And here we go out into the terrace. You can see we've got a couple of sunbeds. We've actually got a sofa over here with another chair and tables, and we've also got a shower. So this is insane. This is huge. I've got some solar panels here as well, which is very environmentally friendly. But you can see here the scale of this terrace. You could have easily 8 or 9 people out here quite comfortably. And again, you've got this fantastic view. It's so quiet. You can look over the pool. You'd sit here having a few evening margaritas or some other beverage, whatever takes your fancy. sit on this lovely sofa, taking in the lovely sea air. So my overall assessment of this apartment is that it is incredible. It is one of the best rooms I have ever stayed at in my life. This terrace alone is bigger than some of the apartments that I've lived in my life. Absolutely huge, but what a fantastic place. What a great place to come to. And I think it definitely justifies the concept of being the best hotel in Portugal. Now, just off from the main pool area, it's just up there, you can see the back of the infinity pool behind me. We've got a sitting area up here, but I wanted to go up here and show you some amazing views of the private beach that this hotel has. So let's take a walk up. So if we just wander up this little staircase, which is quite nice. I mean, all of this is so picturesque and so peaceful, so nice. But we just wander up here. I wanted to show you this view because it is incredible. It's like something out of a movie. Definitely somewhere you'd want to come. So there's lots of people sitting up here. Well, when I say lots, there are some people sitting up here, still lots of empty beds. But if we take a walk over to the edge, you can see some amazing views of this private cove. So just walk through these people. You can start to see the beach here. And if I go over to this vantage point, you can see, we'll be able to see two sides of this cove. So over here, we've got nice rock formation with private sand. Sand looks lovely. Nice waves, quite lively, but nothing too scary. And then all the way over there, you can see that there's another rocky cove, so where those guys are. So basically, it's got its own private beach. And there's a little walkway down, which is quite nice. So if you want a bit of sand between your toes, you want to feel the waves lapping at your feet, whilst still being able to come back and grab some lunch at the pool while you're here, then this is a perfect spot. And you won't get anybody wandering along because we've got these cliffs either side to keep people away. So what an amazing place. I'll go down and have a look at the beach. So let's take a walk back down these same steps to the beach. Let's go and have a look at what the beach is like in reality. We've seen it from a distance. See how long it takes to get down there. It's not going to take very long. We've got these really nice paths. Everything here is really well done. It fits in. It sort of feels like it's natural, like it's always been here. I know it was built in 1992. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's been here for a long time, but also blends in. So it's got history as well as having a modern feel to it. So really quite amazing. So we go down here. We've got the little roped steps down to the beach. It was quite steep. So if you're not too good on your pins or your feet, then you need to hold on to this side whilst doing it. But it's very steep. It's been cut into the rock. Really quite nice, pleasant, fun. And we go down here. You can see that there's a boardwalk that's been constructed. It's quite nice as well. Everything's so well done here. This is incredible. And then we are down on the sands. Let's go and have a look around this part of the cove first. We look up here. You can see we've got that lovely steps that we've just come down. Really quite nice. Fun if you've got the kids to be able to do that. And then we'll just wander down these steps to the actual beach. So I'm now on the beach. I'm down, I've just come down the steps and here I am lapping up the fantastic, and such a private cove. Look at this. I mean, this is midday. It's about 12:30. So normally you would expect the beach to be absolutely rammed, but because this is so enclosed, you can see here that nobody can walk through this part because there's cliff and then we've got the sea beyond that. Nobody can get here apart from the people who are staying at this hotel. So essentially, this place has got its own private beach. And you can see that there's virtually nobody on it. It's incredible. And it's such a nice beach. The water, the waves, and we've got quite a dip here in the sand. So you can see, hopefully you can see it, that the sand, the dry sand is at one level and then the water drops down. So you don't really need to worry about the kids. You just keep them on the sand here. Oh, what a fantastic, amazing place. Let's take a walk over to the other side. This place is amazing. I mean, if you like the beach, I don't think you'll be able to find a better, more secluded beach than this. This is just incredible. You wouldn't even know there was a hotel here. Look, it's just cliff. All you can see is cliff and sky and seagulls. There's nothing else around here. This is literally paradise. You could be on a desert island here. Really incredible. And it's literally a 1-minute walk from the hotel. So I can understand why this hotel is referred to as the best in Portugal, the best in the Algarve, but also It's in the top 500 hotels in the world, and this private beach, I think, is probably worth coming here just for this. It really is quite incredible. Never seen anything like it. Absolutely amazing. As well as the amazing design of this hotel, the fantastic weather and the relaxation, it also has some amazing restaurants, some fine dining. We've got lots of different restaurants here. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 12 restaurants showing there, which is amazing. I don't know how long you're coming for, but it's difficult to get through 12 restaurants. Have a look at the bars. We've also got 9 different bars, all of which look pretty good. And this building behind me with this dome on the top, you can see here, it's almost like a hat for me, has 3 of those restaurants. So let's go and take a look inside. Now I'm actually between services here, so this is between breakfast and lunch. So there's not going to be anybody in there, so hopefully I'll be able to go in and walk around without upsetting anybody. So this is the entrance to these 3 restaurants. It really does feel very upmarket. This feels like a high-end dining area. This is actually the bar. I came here last night and had some really cool music, some nice lighting, really fun, key place to hang out. You can see here actually they've got a really amazing selection of cigars. So if you're a cigar lover, then this could be the place for you. There's really a lot of choice. You've got a whole cabinet full of cigars there. But we come through this main area. This is the reception desk, and we'll have a poke into these 3 restaurants. So this restaurant is the Japanese restaurant. I actually ate here last night. You can see some food here that I had yesterday, but this really cool chilled place, and there is an outdoors area outside as well. So if we go through here, you can see there's a terrace, so you can have al fresco dining if you like out there at night and see the ocean whilst you're eating your Japanese food. Some really nice decor in here. Very, very cool place to be. It is quite expensive, not surprisingly, but might be worth it, you know, if you're coming on a really extravagant holiday. And this is the Atlantico. So that place was called Mizu Teppanyaki. Have a look at this one, Atlantico, which is mostly fish. Probably doesn't look that much at night, so just a relatively basic restaurant. Again, we've got outdoor dining here, so there's lots of al fresco portions. Quite a good feature. They've got mirrors on the wall, which always is good because it makes it look bigger. And through there, you've got another space. But yeah, you can have al fresco, overlooks the pool that we looked at earlier, the infinity pool. So just wander out here. You can see that pool in all of its glory again. And there's the beach down the bottom. But you can see this really, really cool building. So this is the fish restaurant. Again, fine dining, not going to be cheap. And lots of really nice things hanging from the ceiling here. Very nicely done. This is a high-end restaurant for any country in the world. Anywhere you go, this would be classified as something really good. It's in the Michelin guide, you can see here. It's in Michelin 25, Atlantico, as is the Aladdin Grill, which is an international cuisine. This is a bit more sort of Moroccan feel, a bit more Moorish in here. Really very cool, very nice, really lovely. Some great stained glass windows. It's in a circle, so always makes it feel a bit more private. Got these lovely cushions and terrines behind. Yeah, what a cool place. What a lovely... I haven't eaten here yet. I will do. We've got the kitchen in the centre, which is always cool. So you can see all of the chefs will be preparing everything here. So everything's on display, nothing to hide. Amazing. Just really an amazing location. I would imagine it's not very cheap. It's going to cost a lot of money. These are going to be put out later, I think. But just wanted to give you a quick tour of these restaurants, just to give you a flavour. And this actually isn't even the best restaurant on site, which is the Ocean, which has 2 Michelin stars. Now, this is the most amazing thing about this restaurant, that it has a set menu. You don't get a choice, you get given what you're given. And there are 15 courses on this tasting menu. Now, I've been to a lot of different tasting menus, and I've never had one with 15 courses. That is a lot of food for anybody to get through. And as you can see, there is a wide variety of things on this menu. The first thing that was up that we served was codfish, and you can see that the presentation is out of this world. The codfish came in these amazing balloon presentations, just incredible. And the food itself, as you can see, is relatively small. It's just a bite-sized piece of cod, but there are so many different things that have gone into making this. The 15th and final dish of the evening was petit fours, and this was called Childhood Memories. So the chef had grown up
using his Game Boy a lot, and he'd eaten a lot of Oreos. The food was incredible. As you can see, the presentation was amazing.
Okay, so let's check out all of the pools at Vila Vita Park. And apparently this was the original pool back in 1992 when this hotel was first established. Now, it's no longer a pool that you'd be using, it's quite green. But you can see it's got this fantastic rope bridge over there, which is a bit of fun to walk over with the kids. So I guess technically this is still a pool, it's got running water, but it's not one that I would want to go in my swimming trunks. I don't want to get my Speedos on and go into that because you might come out looking a bit greener rather than a bit browner. I'm actually in the infinity pool at the moment. There's not many people in it because it is pretty cold. The temperature of the air is very hot. It's about 100 degrees, but this pool isn't quite 100 degrees. Okay, so here we are at one of the actual pools. This is the one that's very close to my apartment. It's a stone's throw. You can see that it's not very busy at all, and it's really hot here. But there's loads of beds. You don't have to worry about coming down at 6 o'clock in the morning and bagging the bed, sticking your towel down there and hoping nobody throws it in the pool. There's a few people in there. And it's really got a nice size, this. It's got lots of sitting space. Very nice location, very quiet, surrounded by lots of trees. So whilst the villas are here, you don't really feel that it's built up. It just feels like a pool, an oasis, somewhere that you could spend a lot of time. And where I am up here, there's a place where you can have some lunch. So there's a nice terrace here with some seating, and then we've got some tables behind me. So it's not lunchtime yet, but I'm sure when it is lunchtime, there'll be lots of people up here eating, taking a break from spending time at this pool. So I'm now at probably the main pool area. There's so many pools here, it's hard to know. But this has got an infinity pool. You can see behind me, it's a fantastic pool. You can get right over there. That would be amazing for some Instagram photos because we've got the beach and the cliffs and everything behind us here. So if you stand over there, just there, where the infinity pool is, you'd be able to take some amazing shots. But you can see that this pool is really quite large. Goes all the way around me and back round, and there are lots of seats here. So whilst there are seats, so I've got some cabanas behind me here. You can see that you can sit in a cabana, but I never really like a cabana because you tend to be in the shade. But you can see there's lots of seating around the pool, people sitting here, but also there's lots of people sitting up on the grass. So you can see the grass area behind me. There's people all around, and then over the other side, you can see there's also lots of other people sitting over there as well. I don't know if you can see that. And then behind me here is the main building where you can have breakfast and some restaurants in here. So this is really the central hub of the hotel. But this hotel, as you can see, this pool, it's now around about midday. So I would have expected there to be some people in the pool. You saw from one of the other pools that the people in it, but there's nobody in this one. I think it's a bit more of a posing, relaxing pool. Doesn't seem to be any kids here. I'm not sure whether it's adults only or not, but it's really empty. I mean, if I went in there now, I would be the only person in the whole pool, which is always quite nice, isn't it, when you come anywhere, if it's not absolutely rammed. And I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to bring your floating rings and bananas and gorillas and dolphins and all of those sorts of things. It looks fairly grown up, but it's a really nice, pleasant, relaxing place. What a great pool. Have you ever wished that you had a waterbed? Well, I'm giving you today the new definition of waterbed because this is a double bed that's actually located in a swimming pool. So you can see that my bed is in the middle of this pool. When I turn around, it's actually a rather large pool. So I can relax in bed, have a snooze, have a kip, probably not get up to too much else because I think the staff might come over and tell me off and kick me out, but I can get straight from bed into the pool in less than 1 second. That is pretty amazing. Here is another pool at this hotel. This one's actually located outside the wellness centre right next to the gym. There are so many of these pools dotted all over the hotel. Basically, wherever there's accommodation, there seems to be a pool located next to it. So, and this place is 54 acres. It's absolutely enormous. So it would take me all my time to find all of them. I'm told there are 7 swimming pools like this. I believe them. I don't think they're making that up. I don't think I'm going to look at all 7 of them because it'd take me too long and not that interesting anyway, but it's an amazing concept to have 7 different pools that you can go to. Basically means that you'll be able to find a sun lounger. You can see here, there isn't really a need to be getting up at 6 a.m. here to put your towels on the beds because there's nobody here. Okay, so if you've had enough of relaxing and eating and just generally slobbing around and you want to do some sport, there are plenty of options to do here at Vila Vita Park. I'm just walking down now from one of the main pool areas. You can see that there are multiple tennis courts here. I see some people playing tennis over there. It's a little bit hot for me to be playing tennis, but I guess if you love tennis and you want to play, then that's the thing for you. And we walk down this path, you can see there's lots of other sporting options. So if you fancy a game of football, just a little kickabout, we've got a nice little couple of goals set up here on this little field. So you can come down with the kids, have a little kickabout, maybe dad versus dad and kids on there. I just found this ball, so let's see if I've still got it. Come on! If you want something a bit more energetic, I've got a couple of volleyball nets that I put up, one behind that football goal, one there. But if we walk around here, have a look at this tennis, but we'll also have a look at the golfing options and something a bit bigger. If you're playing football, you want to get maybe five-a-side game going. There's the guys playing tennis here. So the tennis court up there. Now this is a multi-purpose place down here. So you can see that somebody's actually using this small basketball hoop in the distance there. That's a set at child level. There's also a bigger basketball court down the other end. So you can play basketball here if you fancied. You can also play tennis on this court. So it's mapped out for tennis. It's got the net up. And if you want to have a five-side football game, you've got two goals either end here. But that's not it. Something a bit more exciting, if you like golf, is that you can play pitch and putt golf here. And when I say pitch and putt, that's exactly what I mean. Because if you're a big hitter, this is not the course for you. I just had a look at it. This is the first hole that we're walking towards here. So you can see this is the tee mat. Number one, does it give us a map? Does it tell us how far it is? Oh, it's a par 3 and it's 36 meters. So, and it's the fourth hardest hole on the course. So 36 meters is around 90 yards. It doesn't look 90 yards, looks about 30, 40 yards to me. I'll just walk it because it's not going to take me very long to walk to the green. Not sure how good the green is. I've actually got a couple of bunkers as well, which is quite fun for, just a bit of fun with the family, I guess, if you want to play with the kids. It doesn't really matter if you can't hit it off the tee because the tee's only there. So you can hit it with a putter. The green's not the best condition I've ever seen. If you're a golfer, I think you'd be pretty horrified to be playing on greens looking like that, but this is fun. It's holiday golf, something with the family. But you can see we've got a little 9-hole course here. I'm just walking down the middle of it. There's nobody on it, so I'm not in danger of getting hit in the face by a golf ball. I don't think the standard of the golfers is probably that good anyway. But you can see that it's a lovely little course. If you fancy just a bit of fun, a bit of golf, maybe just want to break from sunbathing and all of that eating and you don't want to play tennis or football anymore, or you don't want to go to the beach, you can come down here and play a bit of golf. Okay, so I'm just about to check out the gym, but I noticed as I was on my way there, there's actually a hairdresser's on site here. You can see that there's a hairdresser, nobody in there at the moment, but they've got 3 chairs in there. So if you come and you need some emergency treatment or you need to get something done, then you can go. But I'm actually heading over to the gym, which is just opposite me here. Okay, so here we are at the health club, which is actually the gym and also an indoor pool. So let's quickly check it out. Now the gym is very well equipped. So it's pretty big and it's got everything that you would need in a gym. So we have a look here. We've got basically all the different types of equipment. We've got some football on the TV. You're into that sort of thing. Stepping machine, cross trainers, treadmills, one of those elliptical treadmills, rowing machines, and then all of the different weights that you would need. So yeah, everything that you need. Got some free weights here as well. So yeah, really well equipped gym, really good. Definitely be coming here shortly after eating all of this food. I think I'll need to work off some of it. And then in the very, very, very unlikely event that it wasn't very warm outside, or maybe you're coming here in the winter and so you need to worry about going to the pool during the day, then you can actually come to this heated pool. And I can tell you, wow, this is really hot. It's absolutely baking in here because it's, I don't know, maybe 28, 29 degrees, 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So in here, I don't know what heat it is, but it's really hot. You can see there's nobody in here because everybody's out at the actual pool. But really big indoor pool. You could have a bit of fun in here. So you can come here all year round and be able to enjoy the water and do some laps, do some training in there if you like. But yeah, really well equipped. And there's also a sauna and an ice room here as well, which I won't go in because there may be people in their bathing suits, so probably not appropriate, but just everything that you would need in a wellness centre. So I've just checked out the gym, but I thought it was also worth noting that there is an outdoor gym here. If you're into this sort of thing, which is becoming very popular now, I know these ropes are very popular. People standing here pulling two of these ropes, all this sort of stuff. You see people on the TV doing that type of thing. But yeah, you've got a fully equipped outdoor gym here, which I think is a really nice feature. So do some dips on these bars. You've got trampoline here, little trampoline, little trampette, I think they're called. You can climb up the ladders, do some chin-ups and pull-ups and whatever off the top here. This is one of the best outdoor equipped gyms I've seen. It's got pretty much everything that you'd want, including these huge medicine balls, 8 kg, probably not bother with one of those. You can get some water provided out here when you're working out. Skipping rope, if you're into that sort of thing. This is amazing actually in terms of all the different things that they have got here. Let me just do a full tour just for anybody that's interested. If you want to do a bit of outdoor boxing, you can do a bit of that. These bars I think are becoming popular that you can, you can do some free weights. I mean, this is basically if I was going to bench stuff, which I won't because I don't want to injure myself, but we've got a huge weight here and lots of other weights around. So you can do all of this. There's a massive bar here that you could be lifting on. Even got a swinging trampoline thing. I'm not entirely sure what that is. But yeah, this is amazing. If you want to come and do some outdoor training and outdoor fitness, you've got everything that you need here. And I have to say that the weather is so good. I think I might actually come and do this a bit later rather than going to the indoor gym because it's going to be a bit hot and sweaty in there. And this thing looks amazing. So anyway, if anyone is interested in this, I think this is one of the best outdoor gyms I've ever seen. If you're looking to do a bit of sport while you're here, then you don't have to go to the golf course. You can actually play golf at the simulator behind me. So let's have a look at that, and then we'll have a look at the paddle and the pickleball courts that are adjacent to it. So this is the entrance to the golf simulator. You actually have to pay extra, so it's an additional charge, but it's not very much. I think it's probably worth it if you're a big golf fan. And you can come in here for an hour and you can pick whichever course you'd like to play in the world. We've got a good selection of clubs here and balls, so something for everybody. So you can come here and you can do it in multiple people, so you don't have to just do it on your own. You could come, a group of you could come, just a couple, and hit a few balls and spend an hour just relaxing, having a bit of golf and having a bit of fun, basically. That's the whole point of coming on vacation, is to have some fun. A great thing to do when you're on holiday is try something new, like pickleball. Now, pickleball is sort of similar to tennis, but the ball is a hard plastic hollow ball, so obviously it doesn't bounce in the same way as a tennis ball would. It's sort of a bit like a children's ball. It sort of bounces a bit. You can't really put a great deal of spin onto this, so it's just a game of basically hitting the ball backwards and forwards. And obviously the bat is not like a tennis racket. It's basically just a piece of wood. So it's a bit like a giant table tennis bat. So it's essentially like a giant game of table tennis because it's the first to 11 and you can only score when you're serving. So similar to table tennis. And that green section in the middle, which is quite small, this is a lot smaller than a tennis court. That green section, you're not allowed to volley in that section, so you can't run into the net and smash it, you have to let it bounce. So there are some similarities to tennis and some differences, but it's meant to be a fun game for all the family. You can play with small children or old people, and because the court is a lot smaller, it isn't as difficult to run around it. So if you're playing doubles, it's a great fun thing to do for all of the family. So let's watch me playing a bit of pickleball. Oh! Okay, so that's pickleball. Hopefully it's inspired you to try something new on holiday. If you go somewhere and you see a pickleball centre, why not drop in and give it a go? Because all the tennis clubs are now being encouraged to set this up, and there's also something called PADEL. And if you don't know what the difference is between pickleball and PADEL, which quite frankly I didn't until about 5 minutes ago when the person here explained it to me, PADEL is basically a bit like a cross between tennis and squash. You can see there's a glass wall here. There's actually a glass wall all the way around the back as well. And we have a look through the court here. You can see that it's got glass on the other side and it's got a cage running down the side. So basically the ball stays in play just like it does in squash. So if the ball hits the walls and hits the cage, you just carry on playing as normal. So you can see the glass wall here behind me. So again, this is just something a bit extra, a bit fun, a bit different to do on your holiday. If you want to come down here with the kids or with the old folks, or just with your partner or your friend or whoever it is, and play something you've never played before, because I think going to a paddle centre or pickleball centre at home sometimes is a bit intimidating. Oh, everybody's really good, I've never done it before, it'd be a bit embarrassing. But here, you can just come with your friends or your family, rent it out, have a go, see what you think, and then you never know, you might like it and might want to continue playing, because these are sports for all ages. That's the whole point, I think, that tennis associations are trying to introduce paddle and pickleball into more people, to get more generations involved, to get everybody involved in racket sport, because playing sports, it's fun, but it's also great in terms of exercise and energy and feeling like you've achieved something, so you can then go and have that sumptuous meal and maybe a few cocktails at the end of the day. Another fun thing to do with all the family is mini golf, and there's a mini golf course here. It is quite mini, but let's take a walk around it and have a look at the mini golf. Hole 1, so relatively straightforward, no obstacles here, just got to get round this windy path. 17 is down into this little cave here. It's a bit of fun. Yes, go in here, see what's happening. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is fun. This mini golf course is awesome. It's really good. When I first came on it, I thought it wasn't that great because the first 2 holes were pretty small and not very exciting, but it's actually a really good course, really fun. So 17, and this has got a lot of obstacles. Like you can see, they've got these big stones all the way through it. Pretty tricky. And then let's have a look at the last hole, number 18. Here we go. So we've got, oh wow. So it's quite, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, it's quite downhill. And then the green is really uphill. So we come down here, I'm walking down, and then this is quite a steep slope. So it's quite a steep slope. There's a lip here, I think, where your ball disappears. So I presume if you don't put it in, your ball just goes and that's the end of the game. But you've got 3 different holes to try and get it into. There's a big one at the top and then 2 smaller ones. But that is a really hard finish. That's going to be really difficult for anybody to get. But this is a really fun mini golf course. Hopefully you've enjoyed the tour. One of the amazing things about this hotel is that it's set in 54 acres. And I don't know if you know what 54 acres looks like, but I don't, but it is absolutely huge. I've been here for a couple of days. I've been walking around. I still haven't covered all of the site. And one of the benefits is that it has a coastline, a rocky coastline. And so you can take a walk along that coastline. So let's go and have a look at some of these walks, which is a fun thing to do when you're on holiday. Okay, so we're now walking away from the main infinity pool. This is the building where a lot of people are sunbathing around here. They're very relaxed. There's not really a big scramble for beds. Plenty of beds. You don't have to worry about not getting a bed. The pool is a little bit cool over there, but it is quite hot, so you don't really mind going in the cool pool. But let's take a walk down this coastal path, which is literally a stone's throw from the pool. So I'm now onto the coastal path. So let's take a walk along this cliff edge and see what it's like. So here we are at the start of the walk. Some quite steep steps, so need to be relatively fit to be able to do this, but it's fun if you're doing this with the kids. Yeah, it's going to be a great thing to do. And the hotel has actually built a nice little boardwalk here. It's got safety rail, so you can see this amazing cove that opens up beneath me. I've done separate videos on that beach, but it is a fantastic coastline. Really picturesque, really nice. There's a nice breeze. You may have noticed that I've got my wind cheater on my microphone just to try and counter the breeze a little bit. But this is a really, really nice walk. You sort of feel like you're on the cliff edge, but it is totally safe because of the boardwalk and the handrails. But you do have some quite big drops, like this one. Not sure I'd want to scramble down that. Sure somebody would. Really great views, and then obviously out to the Mediterranean Sea. And over there we can see Albufeira, which is one of the big holiday resorts here in the Algarve. Now there's no handrail here, so if you are coming with kids, you need to be a little bit careful because there is quite a steep drop. Here you can see some people sunbathing on the beach down there, not many, fairly secluded. And we'll just carry on round. As you can see, it's pretty quiet. A couple of people here. And now we're onto the cliff walk itself. So as you can see, this is now more of a cliff edge walk. So I would be careful if you're coming with children. Actually disregard what I said a couple of minutes ago. You need to make sure that everybody who's coming along here is capable and not going to do anything crazy, because we have got quite a big drop down here. Not sure how big it is, but I certainly wouldn't want to do it. But this is a lovely walk, and it's just a nice break from the relaxation. Not that you need a massive break from the relaxation, but sometimes sitting around, getting in and out of the pool, having a bit of lunch can get a bit boring. So it's nice to be able to take this walk. And of course, this is basically a private walk, because this is within the grounds of Vila Vita Parc Hotel. So nobody else can come here apart from residents. So it's totally safe. You're not going to meet any bandits or anything like that. You don't have to worry about being accosted and somebody taking your phone off you. You can just wander along here. And now we're starting to see Albufeira itself. So you can see in the distance there, we've got the public beach and all the high-rise buildings. And Albufeira is a fun place to go. It's obviously just a very short taxi ride away. You could walk it if you wanted to, but if you're staying here, you probably don't want to be doing any walking. You can see the floor here is a little bit more uneven and a bit more rocky, but it's still fun, still safe, it's fine. It's plenty wide enough that you don't have to worry that you're going to go over the edge. But yeah, it's just a fantastic view. Look at this. Look at this amazing view of the Mediterranean all the way along, and there's nobody in sight. Because this is essentially a private area, it's only people from the hotel who are going to be on this walk. So once again, this is another reason why this is one of certainly the best hotels in Portugal, if not the best, and one of the leading hotels of the world. This is actually part of the leading hotels of the world group. But having a little walk like this just gives you that added extra, because as you've seen in the video, or as you will see, there's lots of things to do here. There's golf and tennis and paddle and football and basketball and obviously lunch and all of those sort of relaxation things. But it's nice also to have a nice walk. And so you can come out in the morning, take this walk, and there's one on both sides here. You can see again, got a lovely cove down here, very secluded beach. Not sure how you get to that one. Just a really nice coastline. And then we've got some more of the apartments. Actually might be the apartment that I'm staying in, one of those, because I've got some golf near to me. But this is just a really pleasant walk. Definitely recommend it as part of your trip. Maybe you could do this in the morning each day, just as a daily routine. Get up and walk from one side to the other. It's obviously quite long, so I won't keep the video going for the full time, because it'll probably be a half an hour walk for me. But you can see that I'm now coming back round towards the actual park itself. So let's actually just see how far it goes and where it takes us. You can see golf flag, some golf flags. That's the 9-hole golf course, the pitch and putt course, and only pretty small, just for fun, really. But you can see this is a really nice walk. It's a little bit challenging and steep here, but nothing too major. I mean, I've got my Crocs on, so it's not as if I'm in walking shoes. I'm doing absolutely fine. So I'll just go over to that edge over there. Let's have a look, do one last look at the scenery before signing off on this video. But let's have a look. So this looks particularly nice, the view from here. I'll take some photos here, I think. And there's another little coastal path you could walk on there, a bit more exciting. And yeah, we can just go to the edge here. What a fantastic view. Amazing scenery, really nice coast. You can see Albufeira in the distance, which looks pretty busy, the beach. And then we've got a small boat out in the water there. Pretty quiet though, amazing. This is what I would call paradise. It's just incredible. And you've got your own private walk as part of this hotel. I think one of the acid tests for how good a hotel is how good the breakfast is. So let's go and check out the breakfast here, which is on this terrace, which overlooks this fantastic view of the fountain, and that goes all the way down to the beach. So you've got a great vista here to sit outside on this terrace. Let's go and have a look at the food itself. So here we are at the buffet breakfast, and we've got lots of different stations here with different foods. So this one is the fruit and yogurts. So you can see got a good selection here of lots of different types of yogurt. So there's natural yogurt, flavoured yogurt, quark, there's a fruit salad. Over on this side, we've got some cereals, the usual sort of things that you would have for the kids. Lots of different types of stuff that you can put into your yogurt, such raisins and nuts and seeds. Lots of different superfoods here that will be able to get into figs, apricots, and then we've got a selection of fruit. This is towards the end of the service, which is why it's not particularly full. So we've got grapes, melon, pineapple, all sorts of different things. They did have strawberries here earlier, but they've gone. And then you've got a selection of peaches that you can take off to the beach with you. We then also have a live cooking omelette station, or any eggs you like. Then we have some more fruit here you can take away. Some salad, if you're into salad for breakfast. Got some hot foods, bacon, mixed veg, sausages, eggs, boiled eggs in here, porridge, into that sort of things, condiments to go with that. And then we've got the continental food, so we've got some cheese, tomatoes, some fish, if you like fish for breakfast, lots of different types of cheese, great selection of cheese here. Some meat, so this is very European to have sort of meat and cheese for breakfast. Some condiments that you might want to have with that. We've also got one of these lovely honeycombs, so this is an actual honeycomb that bees would have made, so that's quite posh. You've got one of these fun sticks that you can use to drizzle your honey over your cereal or your bread or whatever you're having. We've got some actual honey in jars. And then we've got a selection of pastries here as well, so really good selection actually. There's some really interesting stuff here, and this changes on a daily basis, so it's different things every single day. Selection of breads. This is a traditional dish from Portugal, which are nata, very nice. I had one of those earlier, they are very nice. Some bread, and if you want to do some toast, you can drop it into the toaster. So that is the selection for breakfast, absolutely first class, I would say. This hotel, one of the best I've been to for breakfast, really good. Now, one of the amazing things about Vila Vita Hotel is it has its own hawk to scare off the seagulls, because everybody hates seagulls. If you're eating outside, the last thing that you want is a seagull swooping down and stealing your chips. So they have a seagull, they actually have a seagull deterrent here, which is this hawk. And he comes and just sits around whilst you're eating food. So here we're right by the terrace where everybody's having breakfast. And you can see that there aren't any seagulls. There's no seagulls flying around here. And the reason is because of this guy. So let's go and take a closer look at him. So the hawk's name is actually Vito, which fits in quite well with Vila Vita. And here he is, and he's pretty chilled. He's pretty relaxed. He's not taking any notice of me, not interested. Maybe if I was wearing a seagull costume, he might be a bit more interested. And you can see his claws here. They're pretty sharp. They are pretty terrifying if you're a seagull. So this guy comes and hangs out when everybody's having food outside, and basically the seagulls don't really fancy coming down and trying to steal your food. So another fantastic thing at Vila Vita Park. One of the things that's really hard to get across is just the sheer scale of this place. I'm walking back up from one of the main pools now, and just everywhere's so well done. All the landscaping is really, really nice. It's just relaxing. It feels like you're somewhere in an oasis. It's so lush and green, and they've done really well with all these water features. And I'm going up to the main building here, which is where you have lunch and things like that. There's so many restaurants everywhere. You can have it anywhere you like. But there's just so much greenery here. It just feels relaxing. When you come, just chill out immediately. Even when you're walking places, it's just so nice. I'm now standing in front of the main reception building. You can see that there are a lot of bedrooms here, but it's all been done really, really well. So it's a Moorish style. So the way it's been built, even though it's only 30 so years old, it feels ancient. It feels like they've actually renovated something that's been here for hundreds of years. So it's got that nice feeling. It blends in with the environment, but also it's very modern. And I think it's really difficult to get that blend right. Quite often it's one way or the other. It's too old-fashioned or it's too modern, but I think they've really struck it well here. And again, you can just see the landscaping is amazing. There's just so much greenery. They haven't tried to overdevelop it, not put too many buildings on. We've got this one block here, which is at the main bit when you come in, and then the rest of the place is just incredible. It's like being in some sort of national park. It's really amazing for a hotel. So here I am at another one of the pools. Again, this isn't one that you'd want to swim in. It's more decorative. But it's really nice the way they've done it. I'm standing on a little bridge here. They've created a little river. You can see the water's flowing down from that pool. So it's just so picturesque. The main building at the back here is where there's reception, and there's a restaurant in there. We had breakfast there this morning. So it's just incredible. Just the feeling of relaxation. Everywhere you go, it's telling you to chill out, relax, have a nice time, you're on vacation, no need for stress, no need for any hassle. This is such an amazing place to come to if you're looking to just recharge your batteries, relax and have an amazing time. So what's my overall assessment of Vila Vita Parc? Well, this place is absolutely incredible. The standard of the food is really very good. The accommodation is amazing. The service that is offered to you is incredible. Everybody is so friendly and polite. They speak multi-languages. Everybody speaks English, so I haven't had a problem at all with any of the staff. It's just a relaxing place. It's a huge site, 54 acres, and there are only around 200 rooms. So when you do the math on that, you can work out that it's not very densely populated. So when you're coming down to places like this, the infinity pool, you don't have to worry about getting a bed or being overcrowded or any of that type of thing. It's very chilled, very relaxed, and just the sort of place that you want to come to spend a bit of relaxation, me time. So my overall assessment of this hotel resort is that it is incredible. I've never been anywhere like this before, because not only have you got all of the pools and the restaurants and great accommodation, you've also got lots of grounds. So behind me here, basically we've got the cliff. So if I just take a quick walk here, it might get a little bit windy, so hopefully the sound won't be too effective. But you can see that right next to this infinity pool, which is a really, really nice pool. It's really nice. It's a little bit chilly, but it's nice. We've got this walk down to the cliffs, and you can basically get onto a private deserted beach within about 1 minute. And the only people on that beach are people from this hotel. And it's a really interesting coastal walk. You can go both ways, left and right, if you want to have a wander along the coast. There's a nice path across the top. So it's just an incredible location. It's got incredible grounds, incredible restaurants, amazing pools, really friendly people, fantastic accommodation, and it's all private, so it's walled, so it's very secure. Nobody can just wander in from outside. So overall, I can understand why this is badged as the best restaurant in the Algarve and in Portugal, and is one of the leading hotels in the world. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, you've enjoyed seeing this amazing hotel. If you have, then please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, because I will be investigating lots of other hotels and places to go to like this, and hopefully that's your sort of thing. You'd like to join me on that journey. I look forward to seeing you there, and thanks for watching.